Hey guys, it's Kelsey and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you a bit of an update for our start of our homeschool year. So we have been doing school now for I guess like 9 weeks with our core subjects and 5 weeks with the Kind Kingdom. And so I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and give an update. So I think everybody is mostly curious what is going on with the Kind Kingdom, and I have to be totally honest with you. I wouldn't say that I absolutely love it, but I would say that it's going okay. We are figuring out ways to make it work. There are certain aspects that we really love. For instance, my kids and I have really been loving the fairy tales that we do every week. There are certain projects and things like that that we have enjoyed. But in general, it has not been as, I guess you could say it hasn't been as exciting or enchanting or whatever you want to call it that I thought it would be. I have been incorporating quite a bit of Story of the World Volume 2. I would say that I just feel like I think it would be perfect for K through 3. But when it comes to 4th grade and up, I think you're definitely going to have to incorporate more things for them. I've been incorporating map work. I've been incorporating other projects, things like that. I'm having him do a report right now on one of them. So they were supposed to research, you know, like one of the monarchy, and so I'm having him do a whole report on it and things like that. So I'm definitely making it work for us. When it comes to the science, we have not been enjoying it at all. I actually purchased Daily Skill Builders Farm Anatomy to go with it. They also have a Nature Anatomy that I may go ahead and pick up as well. I think it's like $10. So it's not anything crazy. But we haven't been super into it. I actually ended up purchasing Preparing Hearts from Heart of Dakota, because I told you guys in my last Heart of Dakota video that I just absolutely love Heart of Dakota's Bible and Science. And so I actually went ahead and got the guide for a decent price on Facebook Marketplace, and I got some of the science books, and some of the science books I already owned, and so I'm just kind of incorporating those. If we're at a point in our science where I'm not loving it, I'm not loving what's going on, we kind of just pull that out and work through some of that, and I'm able to get free science notebooking pages from the Preparing Hearts Facebook group. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that. As far as the Bible in the Kind Kingdom, it's okay. Basically, you're doing a hymn, which my kids are really enjoying, but you're literally just listening to a hymn every day for a month and memorizing it. And my kids have been really enjoying hymns in general. We've started listening to hymns as kind of our primary thing that we listen to in the car, and we sing hymns at church and all of those things. So I think my kids just are starting to appreciate hymns, like my husband and I have been for a while now. And so they've all been learning the different hymn, and they're enjoying other hymns as well. So there's that. And then we just read a chapter. We're currently in John. We're almost done with John. And we just play the audio from the Bible app, and they've been enjoying that, and then we just pray. And so it's very simple. So you can either add on to that, or I really liked, like I said, I really liked Heart of Dakota's Bible, where it gave me so many great prompts to use, so many topics to discuss, and character traits and how they correlate to history and all of these things. And it's just not that way with the Kind Kingdom. In some ways that's okay, and in other ways I always know that I could add more if I needed to. As far as the history goes, like I said, when it comes to that, I'm kind of incorporating things from Story of the World. It's okay. I guess what I'm saying is it just feels like it's missing something. We've started now using our island story and then doing some other picture books and things like that. But it just kind of feels like, I just don't feel like we're going deep into a topic. I feel like my kids aren't really connecting with the material. In the past, when we would do things, you know, we would read several books on one topic, and then we would do some projects on that, watch some videos, different things like that. And this, it's kind of like you're learning about this day, you read one short picture book, and then the next day you're learning something else and you read a different short picture book, and there's just no real connections there for my kids. And so you know, I'm just trying to work out how I can make it work for us, how I can find those connections. So I think adding Story of the World in has helped a little bit. I don't know. I'm hoping it gets better. It seems like maybe we were just kind of easing our way into it. But I'm hoping that month 2 goes a little bit better. As far as that goes, I kind of in my head already have a plan for next year that does not involve the Peaceful Press. And so I tend to do this every year. I have these really high expectations, and then we don't meet them the first couple of months, and then we figure it out, and by the end of the year I'm just like, what was I so worried about? So just trying to be patient and use what we have and just enjoy things as they're going. We have not really been doing the recipes or anything like that. We did do the first recipe, which was like dirt pudding cups, and we are enjoying the Chronicle of Narnia books. Sometimes I read them, sometimes we do the audiobook, but the kids are enjoying that. And yeah, other than that, we're pretty much just doing timeline, math work, and some projects here and there. My kids definitely are not loving the science because there's not much to it. Sometimes we'll read a little bit of a book and they'll do a notebooking page, and again, that's pretty much it. There's not really any connections. And so, and the thing is, I don't really have the time or the energy to create those connections myself. So that's where we're at. Just want to be honest and upfront with you guys. And like I said, I always am this way at the beginning of the year. I have really high expectations, and then I kind of figure it out and it works out by the end of the year. But I'm kind of already planning what I want for next year. So when it comes to their actual core subjects, so my 12-year-old, he has been doing the math facts that stick. He actually finished the multiplication. It took 10 weeks, and then he just started the division this week. And he's doing really well with them. It is by Kate Snow, who does Math with Confidence. And so he was not able to, you know, they don't have his level of Math with Confidence. So I was hoping to use these alongside, but it just really felt like we should focus on the math facts, especially since we were kind of starting our school year in, you know, like June, July, and so that by the time we would finish up with these, he could still start his Apology of Math 5 in probably September or October, and he wouldn't feel super far behind. But we really just needed to slow down, and I would say that those are going really well. He's not like super fast at getting the math facts out still, but you can definitely see his little brain working. I think that when we were doing flashcards and things like that, he was definitely just memorizing them, and now he has different strategies to actually remember them. So it makes me feel a little bit better, because when we take a little bit of a break from school, I noticed that those start to kind of, you know, he can't remember them as well as he could. And that's just going to make higher level math simpler. So it's kind of hard to do long division when you can't remember your multiplication facts. So yes, that is what we're doing. So hopefully once we're done with that, we will just move right into Apology of Math 5. As far as his writing goes, we are using Just Right. We started with book 2, and it was going well. We did take a pause because we are, like I said, we're working on a research paper. He's doing King George III. And so I think he'll probably be done with that this week or next week, and then we'll just move right back into Just Right. He is doing Winston grammar currently, and I think it's going well. He really likes the cards, and I think it's really helping him understand concepts better. And then I think once we finish up with that, we'll go back to Fix It Grammar. He's always like, can we do Fix It Grammar again? I really like that. It was short and simple. And I totally get it, because this one does take a little bit longer to do, because we're going over the concept and then we're doing the cards, and then we're, you know, writing, you know, like you have to do like check marks for articles, and you underline a noun and things like that. So it does take a little bit of time, and then he has like a page and a half of sentences that he has to do. So it definitely takes longer, but I think he's getting a lot more practice, and he's getting a little bit more mastery than Fix It Grammar. And so I think this is a good choice for us, for him to really solidify that, and then he can use Fix It Grammar as, you know, to kind of maintain those skills. So I don't know when we'll finish this. We do it 2 days a week, but we're already halfway through the book, I think. So I think halfway through the year, he'll probably be able to move on to Fix It Grammar book 2. As far as reading is going, he is literally just reading books that interest him. He read Balto. He is reading The Minstrel in the Tower, I think is what it's called, to kind of go along with our, you know, Middle Ages study. And so he is just reading and doing, sometimes he'll do oral narration, sometimes he's doing written narration, and that's pretty much all he's doing for reading. For spelling, he is still doing Spelling Power. A lot of people I see on Facebook and things like that complain about Spelling Power, but I don't use it the way that it is intended, I don't think. I just basically use it, so he will do a pre-test. So he is currently in group D, which I think is like a 5th grade level. And so he just kind of goes through the lists, and when he gets to 4 words that he has trouble with, we will have those 4 be his spelling words for the week. So like, I think there was a week where he just did a bunch of pre-tests and he kept getting them all right, and eventually we stumbled upon 4 words he didn't know, and then I will have him do different activities. I have some free printables where you just do different things. Today he wrote with a white crayon his spelling words and then colored it with a marker, and it was like magic spelling words. And so he enjoys things like that, and I would say he's doing really well with it. It's you know, I just don't think that him just doing those worksheets last year was super duper helpful to him spelling. I would say he's a pretty decent speller. He probably only needs spelling for a couple more years maybe, but there's definitely some, you know, frequent words that he just has trouble spelling and just really need to solidify that. So that is pretty much what we're doing with spelling. I think we're probably just gonna stick with it this year. It's really not that hard. It really doesn't take that much time, and I think he's probably going to move quite a few groups. Like I said, he's in D. I think maybe he's getting close to E though, so he'll be jumping up to E level, and we're just gonna keep going on with that. So as far as my 7-year-old goes, who is more like a 2nd grade level, he is just started All About Spelling level 4. So he just finished up 3, and you know, once you get to kind of the end of 3 and 4, it definitely starts taking a little bit more time. He's struggling a little bit more. There was some weeks in level 3 where we literally, I would not even need to do the lesson. Like, he just already knew the words, he already knew how it worked, and I would just be like, okay, let's just skip this lesson. Seems like a bit of a waste of our time. And so he's doing really well with that. I don't know what his reading level is. I haven't tested his reading level, but he has been getting, we have the Littles book series at our house, and that was one of the first chapter books he wanted to try reading. He, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many books he's read this year already. he's probably on his 4th or 5th chapter book already. He is just doing awesome, and he really loves reading. I will just find him reading all over the house, and he really enjoys it. Whereas my oldest, I definitely had to kind of force him to read, or he would be like, I already did reading for school, I don't want to read anymore. So he's definitely enjoying reading. And I think once we're done with All About Reading, he'll just be jumping into just books that interest him, and books that we can, you know, kind of maybe do like novel studies or something for him. So I think he would enjoy that, actually. As far as his spelling goes, he is started All About Spelling level 1, and he was doing pretty well with it. It was all short vowels. Now we're getting to like chunks, so like CH, SH, TH, and he has been on that, stuck on that for a while, probably like a week or more. So I've been incorporating different activities and things like that, and so I'm hoping, you know, it's just a little slow going on the spelling, so we're still working through that, but otherwise he's doing okay. I think we're about halfway through All About Spelling. So eventually there had to come a point where we hit a snag. And so yeah, we're just gonna keep going with All About Spelling. So as far as language lessons go, for grammar, we just totally did away with that book. It is a very much classical approach, but there are other things we use that are classical as well. Obviously his math is from The Well-Trained Mind, and Story of the World is from The Well-Trained Mind, and so I thought that this would be okay. I actually really enjoyed the copywork. I liked the copywork better from this book than I do from The Kind Kingdom, which I didn't talk about copywork, but we do that. And my oldest is doing fine with his. His is just cursive. It's really not a big deal. But my younger son, I don't know that he's at the right level, but there's really not a right level for him. He's past the tracing point, but there's just a lot of words. And so I'll basically set a timer for 5 minutes, and he just does it. And when the 5 minutes are up, he's done. And so we're not really going along in order. We're kind of just, whenever it gets done, it gets done. But I did enjoy the copywork better from this book than from Our Kind Kingdom. So I could even just use it for copywork, but it was very much just like, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Repeat after me. A noun is a person, place, or thing. And we would do that like 3 or 4 times. And then we would do something else, and we would do it 3 or 4 times. And it was just the same thing, because the classical model is very much about memorization. And it was just, I just did not like it at all. The other thing is that I really believe that we probably don't need grammar in 2nd grade, maybe even 3rd grade. Definitely would probably start it in 4th grade, but I'm not super, I might get him a couple of worksheet pages or something, but I'm not, at this point he's already between phonics and math and spelling and things like that. It's taken a bit of a time, bit of time for him to get his schoolwork done. And so I think that maybe until he's done with phonics, we'll probably just hold off on grammar. So that's what's going on with that. As far as his math, he is still finishing up math with confidence. 1st grade, I would say he has definitely developed a strong number sense. He's definitely developed a lot of strong mental math. I still plan on moving him into 2nd grade math with confidence, but at the same time I feel like it just takes a lot longer than his other math did. His other math, BJU math, we would literally just do a worksheet page, and he would pretty much fly through it. Whereas this, he has to actually sit, and we have to go over and do a lesson, and then he does a couple worksheet pages, and then we play a game. And so I think sometimes he just gets tired, he just gets overwhelmed, he's just over it. But I think it's going okay. I know he really enjoys the games, and yeah, I think the more that we do it, the better it will be. He's, like I said, he's I just spilled my water. He definitely is understanding more of the concepts, whereas before he could do the math, but he didn't really understand what he was doing. Now he understands what he's doing, but because of that, he's kind of, I would say it's just at a point where it's getting more complicated as far as math goes. But we're gonna go over again everything next year, so I'm not super, or the second grade, so I'm not super worried that he's never going to get it, because I just think he just needs to keep practicing. You know, it takes a couple years for most kids to master, I just keep spilling my water, to master their addition and subtraction facts. So I'm not super worried about it, but I think he's doing a pretty good job, and his mental math is pretty good. I am not good at mental math, and I'm learning things, so there's that. Okay guys, so I think that is it. I am hopeful that the next month we're really in our groove and things are going well. We're definitely getting school done quicker every single day. You know, not taking quite as long to get through all of our subjects, and we're enjoying it. My kids will be like, is it time to do this or is it time to do that now? So they're excited about the things that we're doing too, which makes me happy. But lots of big life changes going on around here, so just be praying for us for that. But other than that, I will try to be getting some videos up that you guys have been requesting. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.